read all of Ali Hazelwood's books in 1 week. And this is what I have to say. I'm not gonna stack rank them because I feel like they are too similar to each other to actually, compare, make a ranking out of them. Because to be honest, I really liked all of them. All. I feel like I found a new genre here, or a sub-genre in the romance category, or in the contemporary romance category, the scientific romances. God, I love that part. I cannot tell you why, but it was just so entertaining. So let's start off with those two books. I'm so happy I have them. See how color matching they are. I'm so happy I had them physically, because I don't know what, it took me so long to read them. Like usually they're like around under 400, around 400 pages, not even. Around 350 pages, both of them. And it took me like 6 hours to read them. Like I read them in a day. But like it took me so long, and I cannot tell you why. I found that phenomenon. I found that really interesting that it took me so long. But yeah, first one. The one I think she's most famous for is the love hypothesis. And this one is between Adam and Olive. This was my first, besides Pride. I'm not including Pride in this week because I read that like last year or something. That was the first long form, like long novel I read from her. And I didn't know what I was going into. So it's all in the STEM world. Olive is a PhD candidate, and Adam is a professor. It's not her professor, so it's not like forbidden love or anything like that. There's no complication. They're being very transparent about that. It's true for all of her books. It's very much slow burn, and he always falls first in all of her books. Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, Check and Mate, Deep Dive. What's that book? Deep Dive? So they all have the same tropes. So in this week, I read Love on the Brain, The Love Hypothesis, and now I have to go into my Kindle app. In this week, I read Love on the Brain, The Love Hypothesis, Not in Love, Deep End, Love Theoretically, Check and Mate, and then those short novellas, Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. I already read like a few weeks ago, but this all prompted Below Zero prompted this whole project to read all of the books in 1 week. Because I love Below Zero. Like it's a person. She's working for NASA, and her arch nemesis is also there, and they sort of, and it's all like miscommunication, I believe. The end is so romantic, like it's so cute, and I don't know why. It's like 50 pages or 80 pages. It's not long, but it's so cute. I'm gonna rank them. I said I'm not going to, but I'm ranking them a little bit. Because they're like books in that week that stayed with me a little bit more than the others. So Love Theoretically it didn't stick with me as much as I would have liked. While same with Love on the Brain. Like they're all good. Like they're all like 4-star books. But there are differences. Like, when a book is like 4.25, 4.5, like, there are differences. Like some books just stay a little closer to you, and the book that I am probably going to reread is, and I cannot even tell you why it stayed so much, so close to me, but Not in Love. Not in Love. I don't even know, like I didn't do any research on it. I didn't look into what books are more prominent of her, what books are more more liked on Goodreads or anything. I didn't. Because I like I don't usually I don't agree, and I don't want to be influenced. So that much. So that's why I didn't look up any other ratings before. I can only, if you like contemporary romance and you like him falling first trope, and you like also difficult topics which which you normally have in contemporary romance, at least the ones I like to read, then go for Ali Hazelwood's books. What I really enjoyed is she is talking about how in STEM women are usually more often than not sadly discriminated against, and she is opening up really interesting discussions in the books where she's referencing studies or papers and that kind of stuff, and then at the end of the book she's picking actually those topics up again and is talking more in depth about it and why it was important for her to bring it up, and then she references the actual papers on those. And me being a research person myself, it's my strong suit from college. That's what I'm good at. I really appreciated. I really appreciated that it's actually a real life thing. I think I'm not sure about Ellie's biography, but I think she is also STEM, and she has a PhD in STEM. So a lot of the things she actually talks about are from her personal experiences, and I feel that makes it so much more authentic in the books when she's talking about it and how pissed off people could get or will get about that. Chef's kiss, that like chef's kiss. I really, really enjoyed it. Now, are the love stories sort of always the same? Sort of. I think that's one of the main critiques of her books, that when you read one, you read all of them. Even Deep End has a STEM twist on it. Deep End is her like sports college romance. She's a diver and he's a swimmer, and they're both into STEM. They're both like, actually, one recommendation talking about Deep End: read it after the Love Hypothesis, because Adam and Olive are coming back in that one. I really like that. That's one of the things I really liked. I was like, hee, I know those two. Know their story. It's really like I really like that. Anyway, anyway, Deep End. Even in her sports romance that she like in an interview said is a little different than to what she usually writes about. I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way at all. It's I cannot. It's a feeling, and I'm trying to describe it to you. It's like the love interests are always following a certain pattern. It's because all of the male characters are basically basically the same. Like they're this big, super athletic, super tall person. They're taciturn. They're not very emotional, besides like then falling in love first and that kind of stuff. And the female main characters, by always dealing with a different issue or in a different field, are still more like more cinnamon roll, if you know what I mean. They're like more approachable, especially reading all of them back to back to back. Like I read, how many books were there? Like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 novellas. I read them in like 5 days. So, especially reading them like back to back the way I did, I felt the similarities in actually dynamic between the couples were really really close by. Did I not enjoy them because of that? No, I love them. I love all of them. I really love the books, and I wasn't bored because the outside stories were different enough for me to be able to enjoy it. Now, but I just wanted to say, I understand this one critique point that people have about that. One thing I want to mention, I didn't read Bright, as I said, I read it like last year. And in that one, actually, the dynamic is different. Like, because the main female character, if I remember correctly, and it's been like, I don't know how many months ago, but more than half a year ago. Here, the main female character is very taciturn. She's very, like, very, straightforward, very unemotional, and the main male character is, I think, the more emotional one, if I remember correctly. But I feel there the roles were a little bit reversed. So take that with a grain of salt, because as I said, I read it like a long time ago. I really did love reading all of the books, and I really only can recommend them. Was there a 5-star read for me in there? No. And I think it's my prejudice that I have, that I usually don't rate romance books 5 stars. I just don't. Because they're really, like, and that's maybe something I need to work on, but there's always something missing for me, like this magic or magical point or moment. So while they're all 4 stars, those books, they are not 5 stars. Although I consider Below Zero and Not in Love like the highest ranked ones. Goody. This is it. This is my week of reading all of Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood's books. I hope I got you to reconsider Ali and read one of the books. In my opinion, it should be The Love Hypothesis, Not in Love, or Go In and Below Zero, if you want to just dip your little footsie in there. Have fun, and I catch you in the next one. Bye.